Niall Stanage, White House columnist for The Hill. You know, there are a lot of people, Niall, who believe the president did commit a crime, that he should be indicted. At least that's what the polls seem to reveal. But there are a lot of legal eagles, whether Republican or Democrat, who believe this is really weak, with flimsy evidence to prove a felony, let alone 34 felonies were committed. Is there the same kind of chatter in Washington this morning that this is going to be a hard sell for this Manhattan DA?
There is, absolutely, because this case has a number of problems. It's a shaky legal theory. It goes to basically personal behaviour rather than anything more fundamental. And it's the kind of case that obviously we haven't seen before. I do think it's very important, Adrienne, to try to keep the threads of this case and the other legal threats that former President Trump faces separate. Because if you look at the Georgia probe, for example, it's very different. It is strong evidence, compelling evidence on a very important matter. Now, the question is, will one infect the other? And that's going to be one of the big questions that we'll see answered in the coming months.
Well, and you know, it must be really wearying. There are a lot of people out there talking about how people are tired. They have Trump fatigue. They're tired of hearing his name. They're tired of hearing about these cases. They're tired of the media beating this case into the ground, so to speak. But when it comes to going hard after the 45th president of the United States and the responsibility that we all have to tell this story, the fact that it's been politicized, is that even a question anymore? Because of the timing of this case being so questionable, being so close to the nomination, to the campaign of this man running for the White House once again, to the fact that these charges, I mean, let me go back to the list, Niall. I mean, it's 11 counts of falsifying invoices from Michael Cohen, 11 counts of falsifying checks, 12 counts of falsifying ledger entries. It sounds like the same thing, just reworded differently.
Well, it is the same thing reworded differently, but let me pick up on an earlier point you made, because I think it's really important, about the timing. Excuse me. Robert Sherman just highlighted the coming dates, including a potential December court date. Two other dates that I would mention, Adrienne: February the 5th, the Iowa caucuses; February 13th, the New Hampshire primary. As it stands, this is going to be right up cheek by jowl with the Republican primary process. I do think that that feeds into the idea that you're talking about politicization, because you could have Donald Trump on a debate stage one night and in a court the next day, and obviously that will raise a lot of questions.
And I think it's already raised questions, because it's been 7 years since all this hush money payment talk and Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen, and now you choose to do it now. But the Trump team claims they've raised $10 million since this indictment was announced, since it was made public that the former president was going to be facing this hearing. What are you hearing about what he said in his primetime address last night?
I think there were a couple of points to that address. There were controversial points in it, and I think the most controversial was attacking the judge, describing him as Trump-hating, and then going on to say he has a Trump-hating wife and family. I don't think Mr. Trump's lawyers will be particularly thrilled by that argument. I mean, of course, he is always going to throw punches, but here he's throwing punches at the referee, which is a bit ill-advised. Having said that, there were other elements of it that were as what we would expect from the former president, arguing that this is a political prosecution.
Persecution for the prosecution. All right, Niall, I know what you meant. Thank you so much. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Adrienne. Take care.
All right. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.